I'm Bhargava, and I'm Director of Partnerships and Funding Engagement here with E-Governance Foundation. E-Governance was participated in the information technology sectoral discussions which were held as a part of the Nava Karnataka 2025 Vision Program. A couple of statistics from that workshop kind of stayed with me. IIITB presented it, and they talked about how 25% of the GDP of Karnataka was from information technology. 10 lakh people were employed in Karnataka by the sector, and another 30 lakh people indirectly employed. So that kind of really puts forth the kind of contribution which the sector makes towards the state. We discussed key priorities for the sector as part of the workshop. One of the key priorities was education. The conventional educational setup which we see now is great for setting up foundation, is building a strong foundation for somebody entering into the sector. But the point is, with the kind of dynamic nature of the sector itself means that there's a lot of tools, technologies, concepts which keep coming in all the time, and all the time getting introduced by the sector. Now, which means that it's not viable for the conventional setup to somehow kind of teach people on the go, on the fly, constantly when each one of these things are introduced. So there is a need for intensive short courses, short duration courses, which professionals as well as students can quickly access, learn, and use it to get employment or to use it as part of their employment. Right? Now, that needs to be enabled. How that can be enabled? There has to be some mechanism through which credible institutes offer certified courses which are valuable for somebody who wants to get an education in any new technology, tool, etc. on a very short notice. That's one side on the education side. Entrepreneurship is another area which needs a lot of help. Bengaluru has a fantastically vibrant startup culture, but a lot more can be done to support this startup culture. So we envisage a virtual incubation center where where a startup can quickly register and quickly have access to the various players in the ecosystem, players such as academia, players such as industry bodies, industry, funding houses, and also gain support on the softer aspects which are pretty critical for a startup, which is legal, regulatory advisory, and similarly on IP management, and that is intellectual property management and stuff like that. So there is also a need to incentivize some of the some focused incentivization for some specific subsectors with information technology. One of the areas which quickly comes to the mind for me is the civic tech or socio impact kind of technology, which is, I think, which will enable making the life of citizens very, very easy and comfortable. Now, for example, we are a societal platform. Essentially, we are a digital infrastructure, shared infrastructure, on which cities operate. We are, as a platform, we want to have lots of application and developers to come and sit and provide services to citizens. And when we look around, there's not many. There can be a lot more incentivization to such sectors, and it can yield great benefits for an ordinary citizen on the ground as well. And the final area which needs a lot of which needs some amount of support is building tech clusters outside of Bengaluru. So right now there's a huge focus on Bengaluru. I was talking to you about the 25% of GDP coming into Karnataka. Most of it is based out of Bengaluru. Now there is a need today for more tech clusters coming in. There are lots of good cities in Karnataka, and today the two big connectivity problems are more or less resolved. Connectivity in terms of rail, road, air infrastructure. Similarly, internet penetration, broadband penetration or network penetration is very, very high in all of these cities. So there is no reason, no absolute reason why these can't be evolved as a tech cluster as well. This basically means the government has to incentivize probably some large tech firm to go set up one of their units in one of these smaller cities, and that acts as an anchor firm, and the government kind of builds a cluster around such an anchor firm. I think it will be a great idea if the government can propagate other cities for information technology as well, simply because it's going to mean that you're going to de-risk Bengaluru because it's congested, and you're going to help develop resources, enable those cities urbanize quickly, which is anyway the focus, and kind of utilize the resources which are already available in such cities. So that's another area which needs some kind of a support from the government. So those are the broad areas where I think as part of the vision, Nava Karnataka Vision 2025, the government can really help this sector at this particular point in time. So I think this program such as these, which is this Nava Karnataka 2025 vision, etc., are great because it is the platform on which the industry and government kind of come. The industry lays out the issues which the government needs to support with and help the industry grow, and government can kind of build a structured plan about how they are going to enable the industry's growth and how they are going to solve an industry's issues. So they are like a fantastic platform for for building a future, a common future. So I personally think it's great.